Morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. Give me about 3 seconds to get the camera ready. So in 3, 2, 1, I'll get inside. Alright, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in my life, as well as a self-improvement process for me to reach the heights, goals, and ambitions that I set for myself and those around me. Sorry for the wardrobe malfunction, I just forgot that I just woke up. My point is, this is typically I would say that this is a continuation of 2 previous live streams, and maybe I should. That it's TKS version 6 and THE, and those are names of subseries that are really a combination of many other smaller ones or large ones even that I've had over the past 2.5 years. And of course, we're gonna have about 4 live streams today, 15 minutes each. But actually, all of this stuff that I just mentioned may or may not change. And that's because if you take a look in the title, you'll notice that I want to reflect a little bit on the reason why I've been doing all of this and the purpose for doing these live streams. This media project and all of the assets and all of the abstract and concrete material, both physical, digital, and informational, behavioral, physical, cognitive, emotional, everything in this world in my life that goes also beyond my life, how it all comes together and why I started. I need to reflect on that because what I've noticed is, so I guess this is not going to be one of those live streams where I have a very serious, I have an objective, but there are some talking points that I want to run through, and they're sort of shown on the side, the left-hand side over there. I'm a little bit lost today because I noticed in the past 12 to 18 hours how I've wasted my time, even though maybe about a week ago I talked about purpose. And it brings me back to the very origins of the Ahn Rho Project, which again is broken down to subseries domains of life and analogies. And I've noticed how far off course I've veered. Then again, the question is, what was the course? What was the destination that I set for myself at the very beginning of all of this? And I realize now that part of the reason why I'm so off course is because I didn't have a very clear reason at the beginning. It was a melting pot of many different things. The point being that I was almost searching for the reason as I was trying to aim for a reason. When I started the Ahn Rho Project about 3.5 years ago, it was a melting pot of 100, 1,000, tens of thousands of different ideas that I had come across, and many of those I had fabricated out of my own intuition, out of my own imagination, but many of those things also came from external sources. And this combination of all these physical experiences as well as my thoughts led me to start the Ahn Rho Project in 2016, believing that I should live my life without regrets. And so that's actually something you probably see written, I believe, at number 22 at the very bottom. At this point, I'd like to take the phone off and just kind of switch it around here because I want to talk right here and have everything up to my face. 22, Origins, try to live my life without regrets. I'm revisiting the theme that I had maybe about 4 years ago when I said that I stopped pursuing optometry as a career and wanted to do what I had sought out way back when I was way back as a child due to a lot of domestic household issues, which I've touched upon in the past, a lot of poor finances, disease, and severe relationship issues, and that resulted in my own behavioral issues, and how I've been trying to take responsibility for everything and change myself dramatically. What I've noticed is simply that I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. There are 100,000 different things to do, and I don't know where to start. There's also really supposed to be only nothing to do. You're not supposed to depend on any of these particular objects or goals to define you. It's just this messy paradox. I don't know where I'm going. I have a sense of where I'm going, but I don't know where I'm going. I take a look at this on the task list, and I guess I could run over, starting from scratch, how this began. Like I said, about 18 hours ago, I found myself just wasting my time binge eating again on pizza because I was late for getting the groceries. These are such trivial matters. It's just nonsense. And then I spent 2 hours watching things that just made me that gave me short-term pleasure, just watching information videos, watching funny videos, watching TV shows, watching animations. So I'm going to run through some of them. And the first thing I realized is the Ahn Rho Project needs to evolve yet again. And it seems like every couple episodes or so, I end up revolving. That's exactly the point, right? So I guess some point I was eventually going to come to this moment and realize that I needed a major paradigm shift yet again after the hundreds of phase transitions that I've gone through. So the first one, it needs to evolve again. The second one is a tie-on. Everything just kind of follows in together. So just think of 1 to 22 as a train of thought. 1, the Ahn Rho Project needs to evolve yet again. 2, I need to apply everything that I learn vigorously. Everything that I learn, that I see, that I consume, I should put to use. So that goes on to 1 to not goes from 3 to 7. There are this series of YouTube videos that I've written down. Okay, what am I going to use? Well, 7 lessons from this YouTube video about how to actually properly do YouTube videos. 4 was these 2 documentaries of, I believe, one was National Geographic, and I'm going to try and put my pitch up, get my energy back up to swing, because this is very monotone and serious, but honestly, it really shouldn't be if I'm going to make this work. And to make this work, let's talk about this in a positive light. The Ahn Rho Project needs to evolve again, so let's go back up to scratch, which is good. I get to evolve it. It's fun. Alright, I am blessed, I am lucky, I am fortunate, I have earned the right to, I have found that I should have found resources. I'm trying to frame this positively. I have found amazing resources that remind me to vigorously pursue and apply everything that I learn. I am reminded of the lessons that are easily available out there on how I should really manage a YouTube channel. That was on YouTube. You can search it up. There are plenty, but I don't need to put the name out there because there are so many resources. 4, there were 2 YouTube videos on a centenarian, meaning someone who is 109 years old on National Geographic, a World War II veteran, and how he took so much pleasure in the simplest things in life, like I used to when I was dealing with a lot of physical and emotional and verbal attacks from people who were supposed to love me but didn't know how, which is not their fault either, or it is their fault but not their fault. It is my responsibility to take care and manage that. I used to look at life very simply in the same way that 109-year-old person did, and so did that 97-year-old who has passed away. As a philosopher, he did not do very well actually in his last years. But basically, it reminds me, that's something I need to, those are videos that I need to use to remind myself of the value of time, of what I should really be focusing on. 5, the Gao Cow, another video that I stumbled upon how to use that. Chinese people in communist China right now, for the past, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 decades, one single exam determines their entire life, the entire prospect of their life. And that is just phenomenal. And look at me here wasting my time. So that's something to again remind me. Number 6, Attack on Titan anime, and that is another one of those things that I guess wanted to say I can use to sober myself up, because it wasn't too long ago, 100 years ago, 200, 300 years ago, that people, even in today, just go halfway across the world and you will find children in war camps, trained for war, trained for combat and battle, militarized children, slaves. I'm not that far off. How can I waste everything, all the time that I have here in a first world country, once again, fooling around with my time? Number 7, so again, I should save this resource to sober myself up whenever I feel like a little bitch and want to complain about my jobs, about my difficulties. Number 7, okay, number 8, yet calculated yet requires success. That was also something tying back to the YouTube videos, lessons. Okay, 9, dream. That's also tying into the YouTube lessons up there. Again, another resource that I need to tie in together. Number 10, Seth Everman. And that's okay. Let's apply Seth Everman's YouTube videos. You can see that he just gets right to it. He doesn't bullshit. He doesn't, go through all this explaining, all this nonsense. Why have all this text here? Why is it so unclear what I'm trying to do on the YouTube channel? Nonsense. That's all nonsense. This is all nonsense. He just plays immediately straight to the higher. He doesn't break things down to the little intricacies that just get so boring and tedious. He just skips right to the humor. There's all this high-level complexity humor that I think is complex, that I am trying to elaborate and expand on. But really, if I can do it, then why don't I just do it? Rather than explaining all the intricacies behind it that just bores people, why don't I just apply and use it if I can do it? 12. 11, again, humor and skill, experts, humor. Same thing with just do it. Just do it. Just use it. Stop talking about it and just do it. 12. What am I doing? Wasting my time. 13. Slothing around, eating pizza yesterday for 2 hours. 14. Binging, lazing around like a slob, doing nothing. 15. So, okay, my brother hit me up, plans on setting a Discord properly. I have had a Discord for the past 1.5 years, haven't been using it properly. Why? Use it. Build a community. 16. 1,000 days, 1KD sub-series of the Ahn Rho Project. 637 days left, 363 days down. And this is where I am at 36%. And I'm wasting every moment. 17, delete the future Dropbox files that I don't need. Well, I plan on doing that then. I've noted that. Add that to task list. 18, I've cleared my debt habit. That's really good. Celebration. I don't eat foods now that don't belong to me. By the way, this video has to come to a close because I only have about 20 seconds left. So I'll see you in the next one when I get rid of some photographs and trash from my phone that I don't need. 10 minutes.